Welcome back to Tua Weekly number 9. I just want to start off with a quick apology for not having good footage of the rides this week. I did only ride twice this week on the trainer, and the indoor setup in the RV is quite interesting. So if you guys would like to see that, please let me know. But I'll try to get some film up of it next week when I can have a little bit more of a set going. This week's footage comes from this most recent summer's visit to Bryce Canyon National Park. It was a great time. We'll get into some more facts and fun things about that later. For now, let's take a quick intermission to check out this week's rides, and then we'll get back to Bryce Canyon. So after almost 2 full weeks off the bike, I think it's about time to start building the base for next year's season. I'm excited for this year's rebuild. Normally I dread the trainer miles, but I'm oddly looking forward to them this year. I feel like this is going to be coming into one of my best years on the bike, especially if I make my weight goal of 180 pounds for next year's season. I would like to be there by the end of March or so. I think that's rather realistic. I'm currently starting at about 220. Speaking of weeks, we're going to skip the calendar graphic for this week and just hop into the individual days real quick, and then we'll move on to some fun facts about Bryce Canyon National Park. So ride 1 this week was just a classic Zone 2 rebuild day. Nothing wild. Just me pretending the erg mode resistance wasn't bullying me. Ride 2, same vibe, but my legs finally remembered they were supposed to turn in circles. Small victories, that's the whole cycling part of the week. Short, sweet, and we're rebuilding smart so I can actually hit my 2026 goals without blowing a gasket or 2. Few too many near-death experience rides last year. Let's start off with potentially the craziest of the facts. This place isn't even a canyon. Bryce Canyon National Park isn't technically a canyon. It's a sprawling amphitheater carved out by frost and rain, not a river. The hoodoos are created by freeze-thaw cycles, up to 200 nights a year. It's kind of like Utah's own version of a freezer burn lasagna. Bryce has the largest concentration of hoodoos on Earth. Hoodoos are the tall rock spires created when soft rock erodes faster than the cap rock on top. They erode 1 to 4 feet every 100 years, so take photos, because your favorite hoodoo might be gone by 2400. Many of the hoodoos are named: Thor's Hammer, Queen Victoria, and the Silent City, just to name a few. Bryce Canyon is an official international dark sky park, with some of the clearest night skies in North America. On a moonless night, you can see up to 7,500 stars with the naked eye. Because of the elevation and dry air, visibility can exceed 150 miles, which is one of the furthest viewpoints on Earth. Summer temperatures can change drastically, up to 40-degree swings between morning and afternoon. The Paiute people lived in the region for centuries and referred to the hoodoos as red painted faces. Their legends explain the hoodoos as people who turned to stone for their misbehavior. The area became a national monument in 1923 and a national park in 1928. The park is basically a 60-million-year-old art project that still isn't finished. Erosion clocked in for the day and never really clocked out. But hey, good news for all of us procrastinators out there. You can still have a very beautiful thing and it not be finished. There are over 170 bird species that live or migrate through Bryce. It is also home to the pronghorn, America's fastest land mammal. They roam the higher plateaus. Utah prairie dogs, a threatened species, have important roles in aerating soil and increasing plant diversity. The park covers 56 square miles, making it one of Utah's smaller parks. The annual visitation typically exceeds 2 million people. Make sure you're one of those. Bryce may be small, but it's basically the national park equivalent of a chihuahua. Tiny, but absolutely convinced it runs the entire region. Well, sadly, that wraps up our deep dive into Bryce Canyon. A couple of trainer rides, lots of recovery, and one of the most visually insane parks in the country. Thanks for tuning in to Two Wheel Weekly number 9. And thank you for rolling with me through this recovery week. Episode 10 is going to be a big one. We're diving into what's coming next, and you'll definitely want to be here for that. We're setting out next year's goals. And slight spoiler alert, it's probably too ambitious, and will likely fail at least one goal. But you'll get to see it all happen in real time.